when I was like 20, maybe 22 years old, I used to read like not many books, but some of them. And one book has changed my mind forever. It was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is the best book in my life, guys. And after I finished reading this book, I was so excited about the opportunities, about the people I'm going to work with. And now after almost like 8 years later, here in LA, I think about like, hey, I need to read it one more time. Because if you were born as a poor person, it's not your fault. Maybe your parents just didn't know anything about making money. But if you're dying poor, it was all about you. And here, guys, on this YouTube channel, we're trying to escape the matrix. We're trying to save, and make as much money as possible and just growing a really rich and successful mindset. My name is Ari. I hope you can understand Russian accent, by the way. And in today's video, I just wanted to talk with you about some millionaires' habits that are going to change your life forever. So watch this video till the end, think and grow rich. The number one habit of all millionaires people on this planet is to have the main mission. This is what I'm talking about every time. Every time on this YouTube channel, when I just make some content for this YouTube, and also I have a Russian YouTube, it doesn't matter, guys. I told you about the same thing every time. You need to have the main mission. You have to have the main mission. It's like a must-have thing, alright? So those people who don't have any mission in their life, it's like 90% of these people. It's just 10% of these people who are just living on this planet, they have the main mission. And if you don't have any, you just wake up for no reason. You just wake up, go to your work, go back to your home, you have a family, maybe you have a car, and this is how it works. That's it, very simple. But all the successful people who became self-made millionaires, making money, doing some businesses, they have a main mission. This is very important to know. It can be different, and it's not about money only, because if you just start a business, of course, we want to make as much money as possible, and this is the answers for a lot of questions on your life, right? But also at the same time, the main mission and something above the sky, about the universe, it's something that going to be after you dead. And I'm not going to share my main mission because I'm still trying to build it, even I'm going to my 30 years old in a couple of months. But I have a few thoughts about it, because for a long time I've been trying to do some content to get some money on YouTube, but it just didn't work at all, because now I just realized that I can do something, but if it's gonna be boring or something about just my life and myself, it's not gonna work for any people. But once I start making very helpful content, people, they're just like, oh Ari, thank you for this information. And also I get a message from a guy who's like 16 years old, he lives somewhere in Hawaii, and he was like, hey Ari, thank you for your content. I have no idea what can I do with my life, because I'm going to nowhere. I don't have like any mission. I live here paycheck to paycheck, so I really need your help. And that time I just realized that my content is really help sometimes, and this is my mission, because I'm sure that poverty is very bad things, because poor people, they live like this because they don't have this knowledge about the system, about the mindset, about like anything, how this world works, because they think like the God or like the universe can control your mind and stuff like that, but actually you can control the life around you. So this is why you need to have the main mission in your life, because now when you wake up, you know exactly where you're going to. You're directly focused on the things, working on your business, on working on something like this. So you need to have the main mission. Alright, the second millionaire's habit that we need to grow is to save as much money as possible. And I would also add not just to save, but also to make as much money as possible. And let me explain you why. So savings is actually a really good habit, but my father, he's never told me how to make money. So I was really great at savings. I was able to travel to like different countries and cities, but my parents didn't, because they probably just didn't have enough money. All right, but I was able to make like monthly payment, working just 1 or maybe 2 days, maybe weekend, because I used to film like weddings and corporate videos, stuff like that. So just different prices that I charged. And as soon as spending those money that I made, I was trying to save it, because my friends were like, okay, let's go to spend for some drugs, for alcohol, let's go to the nightclub, to some restaurants, to the girlfriend, to boyfriend, to some gifts and weddings and all this stuff. But I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this, because if I save it, I can invest this money to get something in the future. And for example, my investing was just a camera, just the equipment that I usually work with, because in my profession, right, when I was shooting some weddings and corporate videos and stuff like that, it was very important to have the best quality, the best picture, the best camera and best equipment. So this is why I was trying to save as much money as possible. And those thoughts and that lifestyle really helped me a lot, because my friends, after a few months, they weren't able to go anywhere because they just spent anything for pleasure, but I was able to, and this is really great. And all the successful people on this planet, they have this habit to save money, all right? So it's not like you're just trying to save, not drinking coffee and stuff like that, something stupid that makes you poor even because you're just trying to save a couple of dollars, but sometimes it really works. So for example, this year I just trying to write down all the expenses that I have, just to figure out where my money goes. But it's not enough just to know what you're doing with your money. You also need to make it, like, as much as possible if you want to. I mean, we're talking about how to escape the matrix, right? And this is the only way. Location freedom, time freedom, money freedom. This is the answer. And I can explain you why you need to make much more money instead of just saving it. For example, when I lived in Miami, I wasn't able to drive my car because my car was broken. And sometimes, when the fridge was empty, I didn't want to go anywhere because I just needed to take an Uber to there, get some groceries and go back. So I needed to spend some time. And so I was like, okay, let me just take a bus. It's gonna be much more cheaper. And I was seeing like all these people in the bus, and sometimes, I don't know like why it's going like this, but a lot of people who using the public transportation in this country, in America, so they look a little bit unusual for me. Let me explain you what I mean. When you just look at them, they just scroll their phone, they do nothing. Maybe they're tired because of the work and stuff like that. I can understand it. But also at the same time, a lot of homeless, a lot of crazy people using the public transportation, and people just crazy for no reason. They just start crying to each other, start becoming like very aggressive and all this stuff. And they have all this mindset of poor people. I mean, not like a lot of time, but many people that I meet, they've been poor. I can tell you like that. And instead of Uber, when I was using the public transportation in Miami, I didn't think about how to improve my life, because I was thinking about how to save some money, because the bus was like 20 times less than Uber, because I paid like $1 to one way, $1 to back to my home. And this is like very funny, but I just didn't think about how to make money. And I would say that this kind of thing make you really poor. I mean, your mindset, because your mindset is like the key to success. If you have the mindset of like very successful person, this is who you are, even you're financially broke. Do you know like what the difference between like a poor person and a financially broke person? So the first one is a poor person. This person can, the pockets are empty, no money at all in his or her wallet, and so also his or her mindset is very poor. And these people, they never ask the question like, how can I be rich? How can I do this to get that? Right? But financial broken person, it could be a typical millionaire, because today, something happened to his business, and this person is broken, but it's like temporary. But tomorrow it's gonna be all right. So this is the difference on the mindset, and this is the reason why you need to save as much money as possible, but also to try to make as much money as possible. Alright, the last one that I wanted to talk with you guys today is live below your means. And this is the crazy one. You know why? Just because you have your iPhone, right? You go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, you go on YouTube and watch all this content of high successful people who is like 22, I don't know, like 15 years old sometimes, and they have all this car, they have the goals, the people who just chase them, they have the money, they have the power and the status, and this is what makes you crazy sometimes. Because for me, I'm the guy who was born in a different country. When I just came to America, I didn't even speak English at all. I was like zero. I could say, where did you was instead of where have you been? And also making some mistakes right now, I know that's fine, but I just trying to do my best, right, and just keep making some content for you guys and for YouTube to, to escape like this situation. And so let's say like maybe 50, maybe 100 years ago, we didn't see anything like this. So you can be like the successful man in your area, in the village, and maybe like this. And if you watch a lot of content of high successful people, your brain feels like you already get it. And this is very bad. And also this is very bad to watch sometimes porn, because you just watch how another man, having something kind of pleasure with another woman, so we became like kind of beta, right, instead of alpha. And this is very bad for brain because it really damages the brain. And what a lot of bloggers trying to say that you can get a lot of money very fast like this. Alright guys, you need to buy my course, you need to invest some money in my like program, stuff like that, blah blah blah. But you feel like, okay, so let me just try it, because you know this is how the marketing works, and they're really great at doing this kind of job. And you just start spending your money for nothing, and you don't do anything with your life, and you're just waiting for the like best moment, and at the end you don't have anything. And what I'm trying to say by this, you need to live below your means. It's not like you need to save and be like living in a box in a small room with no electricity, you know, trying to save some money on food and groceries. It's not like this. But once you start making much more money than it was like a couple of weeks or a couple of years ago, don't spend anything. So let's say your income was like this, your outcome was like this. So what your income became like this, on this level, don't do with your outcome anything, just keep it on this level. And once your income, you know, became like on this level, so now you can change your lifestyle. This is the answer. When I started practicing this thing, I was very happy because I was saving really much money. For example, you know, a couple of years ago when I used to make some music videos for the local artists here in LA, I was making like $6,000, maybe $7,000, and I lived with a girlfriend. We pay $1,100, so we split the bills, and also I didn't have the car that you know that were financial by bank, so I had a car that I bought for cash, and this is how I could save some money. And even I started making much more money after this, I didn't change my lifestyle. You know, I could go somewhere to the restaurants every Sunday, you know, order something from Amazon, do something to my life if I want to do it. But I wasn't like, okay, let me just spend all the money that I have, give me just like more information, more products, because this is all about American. This is who you are, guys. You just want to spend as much money as possible, so your pockets are, you know, they became empty. But if you want to become a millionaire, if you want to become a highly successful person, you just need to live below your means, just a little bit, unless your income is very big. Alright guys, it was 3 millionaires habits that you need to grow to improve your life, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you see, our life is everything about the habit that you have, so it's better to have the best habits of successful people instead of poor people. And I hope you really enjoy watching this content. If so, put a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll see you next time. Всем пока.